They say a man's life can be measured by what he leaves behind. For Daniel Graves, what he left behind was far more than money or fame. It was a lesson the world needed. Wrapped in a life that went from dust to diamonds and then back to dust. Graves was born in a forgotten corner of Alabama in 1970. His father left when he was 2. At age 12, he found an old, broken radio behind a dumpster. It became his obsession. By 16, he was building rudimentary gadgets and repairing electronics for neighbors. Despite poverty, Daniel got a scholarship to a small engineering college. His grades weren't just good, they were brilliant. His professors said he had the mind of Da Vinci with the soul of a soldier. After college, Daniel launched a startup out of a garage with 2 friends. It was called Gravy Tech. They built tiny, affordable processors for medical equipment. Within 3 years, they were saving hospitals millions and helping patients get better care. By 35, Daniel was on the cover of Forbes. At 38, he was worth $120 million. He bought his mom a mansion, donated millions to schools in Alabama, and even started a foundation to teach underprivileged kids how to code. He was a hero, self-made, generous, humble. But success has a shadow, and Daniel was about to walk right into it. With fame came temptation. Investors wanted faster growth. Daniel was tired, overwhelmed, and despite the luxury, deeply lonely. He fell for a woman named Leela, a charismatic venture capitalist. She was smart, beautiful, and ruthless. Under her influence, Daniel started taking risks. They pushed out his old friends from the company. The people who built Gravy Tech with him fired. One even tried to sue Daniel, crushed him in court. Then came the shortcuts, cheap parts, offshoring, and ignoring quality control. The profits soared, but something else started growing: complaints, faulty equipment, lawsuits. Daniel didn't care. He was at the top of the world. Private jets, a home in Aspen, celebrity friends. In 2016, a child died during a routine surgery. A heart monitor powered by a faulty Gravy Tech chip failed. The media exploded. The lawsuits came like a tsunami. Then the SEC got involved. Turns out, there were internal memos about the faulty parts, and Daniel had signed off. Leela, she vanished, sold her shares, disappeared to Europe. Daniel was arrested. In court, he stood silent as the judge called him a man who traded lives for luxury. He was sentenced to 6 years in federal prison. And just like that, the man who rose from the dirt had fallen harder than anyone could imagine. Prison broke him at first, but something changed. He began teaching math to fellow inmates. He built a library system. He fixed the computers in the warden's office. He became a human again. He wrote letters to the families of those affected. He offered no defense, no excuses, just sorrow and responsibility. When he was released, no cameras were waiting. No mansion, no friends, just a halfway house and a job at a community repair shop. But Daniel didn't stop. He started a tiny nonprofit fixing old tech and donating it to schools. He lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. He rode the bus. Years passed. One day, a young boy walked into the repair shop with his mom. He said, "Are you Daniel Graves?" Daniel nodded, confused. The boy said, "My school got some of your computers. I want to be an engineer like you." Daniel teared up, not because he was proud, but because somehow, something good had survived the fire. Daniel Graves died quietly at 62 from heart failure. He left no fortune, no empire. But at his funeral, the room overflowed with people, ex-inmates, single moms, teachers, kids with laptops. One note left on his coffin read, "Thank you for falling, so we could learn how to rise." The rise and fall of a man isn't about where he ends up, but about who he becomes in the rubble. Daniel Graves was not perfect, but his story reminds us that sometimes the fall is what makes the rise truly worth it.